All right. Before we get started, a quick word from our brand new sponsor.
Anthony Vasquez here, founder of Big Hog Performance and new sponsor of Stuck in the Elevator podcast. If I'm not on the field at West LA College coaching football, you could find me training the next generation of athletes soon up at the park nearest you. No matter the sport, football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever it is, agility or all-around fitness, you follow me at Big Hog Performance on IG, and you can find me on his Facebook as well. Thank you for listening to Stuck in the Elevator podcast. It's easy to be good, hard to be great, so let's be great. See you guys soon.
Well, here we are. We missed last week due to some very unfortunate circumstances.
That motherfucker that was just on here right now, the new sponsor, him, my other brother Gabe, were here. I know we talked about giving you guys a super episode about those guys on, but I blame those motherfuckers. We went to the store right away, bought a little something, and it got a little too out of hand too quick. And, yeah, we...
3 a.m. fucking plastered. Let's just say that. Let's just say that, dude.
Apparently, I got my ass kicked in fucking Mario Party by Dom.
Yeah, apparently Dom was a fucking beast on the Mario Kart, or the Mario Party map.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that shit.
Yeah.
I kind of remember it, and I kind of remember thinking, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know the premise of the game, but I do.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm
Yeah.
just going to go like this.
Yeah, like I remember that, and then I remember staying up till like 5 a.m. with Gabe and Fu talking about just random like philosophical shit.
Yeah, for a moment that we did get like deep with your uncle one night, just talking about, you know, life and family, how some families this way, some families that way.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty fun-loving guy, but like I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and sometimes like in my head I just don't understand that. Like I don't understand why people don't like me, even if they are family, or like I don't know. I don't know if they don't like me, but sometimes I just kind of get that feeling like I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not to get too crazy into it, because I don't want no one to get fucking feelings over this. But you know, it did get deep a few times. There was a lot of fucking laughs and joking.
That fool Gabe, like, one, like, I my Nino, by the way, my godfather, I knew how smart he was, but I didn't know that dude was, like, on some genius shit.
Yeah, he's a smart motherfucker.
Like,
dude.
that dude is on some genius shit. Like, when we talk, or when he comes to our house or whatever, it's all jokes. He's the fucking funniest, and, like, he's like, goofy as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But whenever he starts talking about his job and shit, I'm like, yo, this dude's fucking smart. Like, he went to school for years and is, like, the smartest fucking guy. He knows shit about, like, engines and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Graduated from a big university.
Yeah.
You know?
And then it was weird to, like, realize that, but he was even crazier to realize his fucking life experiences, like, the shit that he experienced, like, at that college. Like, the fucking people that he met, the things that he experienced. Like, he lived like the fucking, like, the college, like, not the
typical college life, I guess,
typical
in a
college,
way.
yeah, like the typical college, like, frat shit,
Yeah.
type of thing, where, like, when people talk about frats, like, and they exaggerate how frat parties are, like, he actually went through that shit.
Yeah.
And it's crazy hearing him talk about all these different fucking football players that he met and partied with and shit.
Josh Freeman, former quarterback of the
Dude.
Bucks, he partied with and knew who he was. And
And we were like, what the fuck? Like,
it's funny because he was saying, like, I hope you don't get mad at me for saying that, but he was like, I knew for a fact, because he's always been a Buck fan. He was like, I knew for a fact when we drafted him, I was like, fuck, no. Like, this motherfucker don't take shit serious. He parties too much. I get shit-faced with him all the time. You know?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's no fucking secret. That's
Yeah.
no secret. That dude's
Well, the guy already failed. So
Yeah, that dude's already a bust. So
But
he wasn't
how
wrong.
many people could say they're in the fucking NFL? Bust or not? Like, even Jamarcus Russell's bitch ass, like, this motherfucker, yeah, he fucked that dream up, but he did play 3 years at the grand stage.
Yeah. he
You
did.
know what I mean?
Yeah, he did. He made some money.
But Gabe talked about the fucking Edward 40 hands where they duct tape 40s to their hands.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you couldn't fucking piss or nothing until you finish both 40s. You take them off, so you're sitting there. Either you piss your pants or you fucking chug them.
And we got to save a couple of the stories that we also told that night.
Yeah.
That he told that night, because those ones are fucking podcast worthy, like the shit guy.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
that story, dude?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that's perfect fucking podcast shit. And yeah, so we did that. That was fun, and they got a little too they had a little too much fun, and then next thing you know, it was 3 a.m. and it was way too late to fucking record a podcast. So
Yeah, rowdy as fuck. I love those guys. So man, like, I always tell people not to get too soft on the podcast, but like, for people that don't know, I live pretty far from all my family.
yeah,
So my kids and my wife are like always with me. They're my immediate family. They're my number one. So whenever I get like that moment with Gabe or Fu, it's
Right.
almost like it's food for my soul.
yeah,
Like I need it, and because I get that glimpse of my childhood again for that moment, for those few days, and it's just fucking, I don't know, man. Like it just makes me feel good and happy. But then like the days after, I'm like really sad. Like I had to text Gabe like, "Hey, Fu, no homo. Like fuck, man. I hate when you leave." And
Yeah.
like him besides you and your brothers, him and your uncle are the only two guys that I actually tell to their face like, "Hey, I love you," and have no fucking feeling about it, like no worry about it, like I love those guys.
I love my fucking uncle. Like I tell
Yeah.
people this all the time. Like that's my fucking boy right there. So like, I hadn't seen that fool or talked to that fool face to face in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's been 3 years since I've ever spoken to him. Like we talk in DMs and we'll talk about football and sports and we'll share memes, but like we haven't talked about life and shit or like just talked about shit or like, like it was funny because I was talking about like this is so funny, but I was talking about Euphoria and I was like, dude, like that girl Sydney, you watch Euphoria? He's like, yeah. And like we're all talking, me and Lizzie and him were talking about it, and I was like, yo, that dude Sydney or that girl Sydney Sweeney has some big old titties. Like she's fucking. I was like, she's bad, bro. And he's like, boo, you can't be saying that shit. I'm like, why? And he's like, you didn't talk about that shit like when last time we talked. He was like, you're still like that little boy to me. Like you can't be talking about this shit.
Well, I'm sorry,
like,
but I like titties now.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like what? This is how I am now, dude. Like it's been a fucking while.
Fucking 18, dude.
Yeah, I'm 18 now. Last time you seen me, I was fucking 16 saying frickin' shit. So like
15, 16.
yeah, 15, 16 was the last time I spoke to him. So I was like, what food? I'm like, oh, you know who else is bad? The fucking Alexa Demi, dude. She's got a big old fat ass. And he was like, what? He was like, foo, can you not? I'm like, what?
I feel awkward. I feel
Yeah,
awkward.
that's exactly what he said. Literally word for word. He was like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable. Like, my fucking nephew isn't supposed to be talking like this. I'm like, foo, I'm all grown
But
up
he's been weird like that because even me being the older brother,
yeah.
when I knew he was that age and I started like talking like that with him to make him feel comfortable, he was always like he felt weird because his big brother, who was kind of like a dad figure to him too sometimes, like, oh, he's talking about titties. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to like laugh or agree. Like, motherfucker, you're 20, dude. Like, I hope you like titties,
Yeah, it was funny, bro, because it was just like, it was funny seeing him kind of get to know me again. Or get to know the new me. Because like it was almost like him meeting like a familiar stranger.
Yeah.
Because of how much I've changed since the last time that I've seen him.
Can I tell a funny story, like a little bit off the subject, but on the same subject?
Yeah.
About the first time you asked me to say a bad word?
Fu?
You.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I think I remember this story.
So, Xander's always, if true friends or family that know Xander, know like this kid was born to be a gamer. He was born to be in the esports world. Like that's what he was born to do. Like since a young age, that's always been Xander. Yeah. Like yes, it's been the Flash, it's been Spider-Man, but like all kids go through those phases. Raiders, but esports and gaming has always been you.
Yeah, it's
like,
been my common denominator for sure.
Forever. So Xander's always been gaming, and as his dad, there was times where, like it was kind of weary to let him play online with strangers and stuff like that. But we let him because he's never given me a reason not to trust him.
Right.
So this kid comes to me one day, Xander, and he's like, "Dad, can I cuss?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, when I'm playing games, like it gets intense, and they're always cussing at me, and I can't say nothing back." And I want to say something back.
Yeah, I think I remember this conversation vividly.
So I'm like, all right, come with me in the room. Because, I want to be the cool dad and let it be man to man. So I don't want his mom to hear anything. So let's go in the room. So I take him in the room. And I was like, all right, so if you're gonna cuss on the internet, you have to be able to cuss in front of me. What do you want to say? Tell me what words you want to say. And he's all Mr. fucking bashful. And he's like, oh, no, I don't know. I'm like, if you can't say it in front of me, I'm not going to let you say it online. So you have to be able to say it in front of me. So I'm waiting for, like, cock-sucking motherfucking cunt son of a... I'm waiting for, like, a fucking atomic fucking F-bomb or something.
Right.
And this fool, like, even then, he, like, even comes close and he whispers it to me. And he's like, can I say douchebag? I didn't mean to laugh in that moment, but I was like, what the fuck? I was waiting for the atomic fucking hardcore fucking F-bomb. And he says, douchebag. So once I stopped laughing, I'm like, all right, first of all, if you want to say that, do you know what a douche is? And he tells me, well, no, but I know it's a bad word. And I'm like, well, it's not really a bad word. So if you don't know, ask your parents if you're too young. But I explained to him what a douche is. And this guy's eyes went big as fuck. And he was like, Dad, that is a bad word. Once you realize what a douche is, when it's used for, fucking funniest thing ever, dude. I was waiting for that big fucking F-bomb or something. He said, can I say douchebag?
Because my understanding of what douchebag was like you tell that to like rich fucking white guys that are just like, you know, like, oh, he's a fucking douchebag. Like, look at him, like he's a fucking douche. You know, like that's what my understanding of it was. It was like you tell like fucking entitled like corny white boys like they're like douchebags. Like that's what you call them, right? When you think of a douchebag, you think of that person. So that was my only understanding of it at the time.
It cleans out coochies and buttholes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a bad word, Dad.
Yeah, and so I remember the time when I went fucking nuts, dropping the F-bombs and shit was when I asked Mom, like, when can I cuss? She said 16. She told me that when I was like 10. As soon as I turned 16, I was like, you said I could cuss.
Hey, motherfuckers! Yeah. Turn into Richard Pryor real fucking quick.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, Mom, I'm 16 now. When can I cuss? And she's like, you can't cuss. You can't cuss. My mom is a big fan of being like, you don't see me cussing around my mom. I'm like, you cuss at your mom. I don't know what. Maybe you cuss around your mom and at your mom. I don't know what the argument is here. But she was like, yeah, okay, well, you could cuss in your room. Not around your brothers. I'm like, okay, I get it. You don't want me cussing around my brothers, so I influenced them, right? So, okay, that makes sense. And she was like, as long as you're in your room. As soon as she said that, I went in there, and I was like, man, fuck y'all. I just went,
by yourself?
No, just like to somebody in like a Call of Duty lobby. Just started going crazy, dude.
I pictured you walk into a room, all quiet and calm, close the door behind you, and just look at yourself in the mirror or something. Man, fuck y'all. To nobody. Fuck yeah. just throwing up fucking middle fingers. Woo! Doing the fucking Ric Flair dance. Just fucking. That's what I pictured. I didn't know you went online.
Yeah, and then I definitely at the beginning was a little bit fucking little out of pocket with it. Used it way too much. But then I started like, you know, catching on to when the wrong times were to use it. Like I would use it how my friends would. And then I started cutting down on it a little bit more recently because I realized like, you know, like my friends curse a lot. And like you guys were like, nobody cusses like that. I'm like, yeah, well my friends do. And then you guys were like, no. And I'm like, okay, maybe my friends are OD with it. So like maybe I just need to like cut down on it just in general. And so even casting helped me with the cursing because I was just like, you can't cuss while casting. Like especially if you want to like cast for these big leagues that are super OD professional. Yeah. You can't just be like, oh, he just got fucking smoked. You know, you have to cut down on the cursing a whole lot. So
I also feel like too, like this is kind of a cool topic. So I almost feel like you don't want to devalue. This is gonna sound like a true fucking potty mouth, but like you don't want to devalue the cuss word and the moment it's for. Do you know what I mean?
You have to elaborate on that one.
So, if I want to say you're a fucking bitch, I want you to feel that you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying every other word, fucking bitch, fucking bitch, fucking bitch this, fucking bitch that, fucking bitch, that it doesn't hit that hard.
Right.
Because you use it so much, you devalue it. Like, but when you come to that one person, that's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You want him to feel it. Like, Xander doesn't say that a lot, but man, he just called me a fucking bitch. He must be fucking pissed.
Yeah,
like, you want him to feel it, but if you're always saying it, then he's just like, that's just Xander talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to save it for that right moment to be like, fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
But if you do it too much, it devalues the word. Like, you want to make sure. It's almost like I love you. If you overdo it, then
loses
it doesn't.
meaning,
It
for
loses
sure.
meaning, you know. But if at the right moment in that right situation, you're just like, I love you, and you're just like, oh.
Right,
But if you
right.
say it all the time, you're just like, oh, thank you, I love you too.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure.
So cuss words, believe it or not, are just like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am somebody though that doesn't like my version of insulting or like whatnot is like I break you down. Like I like analyze you to like hurt your feelings. Like my
So
version
you
of
mean like it's more personal?
it's more personal. Like if I'm fucking pissed at you, that's what I do. Like
Your
I'm
quick scope is garbage.
yeah. I don't use curse words to curse that much to be like or to like insult people. Like so when I call Isaiah a bitch, it's always a joke.
Yeah.
So like I know what you're saying, but like so for an example, yesterday, like it's funny because I didn't realize how much I've matured in the past few years. Like I was telling Lizzie and Derek and Unique what had happened yesterday because there was a lot of drama that went on yesterday, and I was just telling them like this is how I handled it, this is what I said, this, that, and the other, and they were like, damn, like you handled that super well. Like Lizzie was like, yeah, I would have been on her shit, I would have been roasting, I would have been saying this and that, and I was just like, yeah, but like I don't know, for
Your
me,
sister's also a hothead though.
yeah. And then Derek was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Unique didn't, obviously, because Unique's not that person.
Yeah.
But I was like, I told them, I was like, at some point you come across the age where you realize that like negativity just isn't worth it.
Yeah.
You know, like
The almost to kill him with kindness.
right. Like it's like at some point you realize that just being like, man, fuck you. Like you're a fucking loser. Like just saying that is just like not worth it. You know what I mean? Like
And it's almost like they feel like, oh, I got to him because he's mad.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
That they win. So like my version, I don't take on arguments I don't think I could win. 2,
Smart.
I'll admit when I'm wrong.
Smart.
And 3, I approach everything with logic. So like for an example, like if somebody was being really contradicting and they were accusing me of all this shit, but they were contradicting themselves, my version of approaching a situation like that, instead of just being like, man, shut the fuck up, like you don't know what you're talking about, my version of that is like, okay, so first you said this and then you contradicted yourself with that, so your logic automatically doesn't make sense. Your argument is completely invalid. And so I beat them in the argument rather than like trying to beat them as a person, because
Yeah.
when you beat somebody in an argument, that hurts more
Oh,
to
yeah.
their ego more than you being like, man, fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So that's how I approach like arguments and whatnot. Is like I'm somebody that like I don't like drama anymore. Like I was in the drama like consistently, daily basis drama back in the day when I was younger, and like it made me a really bad person, and I didn't like it. So like at some point when I fucking almost died in 2019, it like life hit me, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not doing that shit anymore. Like this is just like not worth it to me. And so that's why I avoided drama, and anytime I get in arguments, I approach it with logic. Like if you can't convince me that I'm wrong and you have no arguments that I feel are worthy enough of defeating my point, then I'm just going to keep spitting the facts. Like unless like, cuz I'm the person who's like, all right, you're using the same argument over and over again, that's how you know you're wrong, cuz I just disproved that argument and you're still using it. Like
your way is gets the other person to get frustrated and be like, man, fuck you.
yeah,
You know,
literally
the way
yeah.
you do it, it flusters them to the point where that's the best they could do. Or it's like that meme where like right away you just go because you don't know what else to do.
I'm what people call an asshole. I'm a dick. I take the moral high ground.
People call me that too, but I don't see why.
I know, I don't know about you, but for me personally, I tend to be a little bit introspective at points where I'm like, yeah, I was kind of being a dick, or I could see how I came off like a dick.
Well, I'll say something and people will like, that's fucked up. I guess because the way I say it,
Right.
or how I say it, or I say it with no emotion, or I don't laugh, I just say it. People are like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Right.
And there'll be times where I admit it because you'll call me out it and be like, dude, Dad, that's fucked up. And I'll catch it and I'll be like, you're right. Like, it just came out. I didn't think about it until I said it. Now I understand what you're saying. But, like, you and your sister are the only ones I'll admit it to. Like, okay, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. It just came out. It slipped out. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, and, like, another thing is, too, with me with arguments is I've seen way too many people be too afraid to be wrong in my life.
Oh, yeah.
where like they don't like to be wrong, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person. So if you can convince me that I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong. I'll be like, all right, cool, you got me, right? Yeah. But if I am not proven wrong, like for an example, sorry Isaiah, he doesn't watch the stream. He doesn't watch this, so he's not gonna hear this. But,
Isaiah's my stepson.
Yeah, that's my boy right there, my fucking best friend. We had our first ever like at our next dispute the other day. For like the first time in fucking years that me and him have actually gotten really pissed at each other. I didn't get pissed at him. He got pissed at me. I egged it on because I like to humble Isaiah's ego sometimes. So like we were playing Valorant, and I know that Isaiah really cares about his individual skill in video games like a little too much. So we were playing Valorant, and it was Chubby and Lizzie with me and Isaiah, and we were playing, and we were trying to get ready for the fucking M7 challenge or whatever because we had to play Valorant the day after.
I want to talk about that too.
Or not the day after, but a couple of days after. So we were just getting ready for it, right? And one of the games, I was just like not feeling it, and I was just like really fucking. I didn't really feel like playing Valorant, but I had to do a stream. I wanted to play something, so I was like, Isaiah, like let's do a kill race. Whoever gets the most kills in this game wins. Whoever has the best stats wins, right? So we go. And he gets 5 kills off the rip in the first 2 rounds. And if anybody that doesn't play Valorant, let me explain.
5 each?
Just 5. He just gets 3 in one round and then 2 in the other round.
Okay.
And let me explain Valorant to you guys. So you guys were probably thinking like, oh, that's really impressive. But in Valorant, you have money. You make money for every time that you live, every time that you get a kill, and every time that you win a round. So you use that money to buy guns. So in the first 2 rounds, you start out with only pistols because those are like the starter weapons, and you only start out with like $800, right? The big guns are like $2,000, $2,900. Like you have to save
every time. I don't play Valorant, so every time you start out with just pistols.
And the first 2 rounds, you start out with pistols, yeah. And
so it doesn't carry online. So right. if I play 50 matches, I don't get to keep my gun.
No. So in the first 2 rounds, you start out with $800 and a pistol, and there's like cheap pistols that you could buy too, and then. After like 2 rounds is typically when you have enough money to buy like a better gun.
Okay.
Right? So in the first 2 rounds, he gets 5 kills. And I go, Isaiah, that's not impressive. I'm like, that's not impressive. Like, I don't know why. Like, you think you're all tough shit, but like, it's the pistol rounds. You ain't like, you used a fucking shotgun. Like, that takes no skill. Right? That gets Isaiah pissed. Because his character is a character called Neon. And every character in this game have abilities. So everybody has a role. And so Lizzie plays Sage, for an example. Sage has this wall where she could block enemies off. So like if we wanted to keep them from coming from the back, she would put a wall there. The walls could get destroyed, but she'll put it there to like buy us time or whatever. Sage has healing, so she could heal her partners when they get hurt. And she has her ultimate ability is a revive. So when someone dies, she could bring them back to life. That's Lizzie's role. So Isaiah's character, Neon, her abilities, and she could run really, really fast. She could slide, and she has like this little like tunnel, like fire tunnel that she could run through, right? So
like a portal?
Yeah, or not like a portal, but it's just like a wall of like fire that she could run through, and it keeps people from walking in. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a very iffy, it's a weird ability. Anyways, it just keeps them from seeing where he's going.
Okay.
That's pretty much just all it does. Now, people don't play Valorant is people don't run fast. You pretty much like jog or walk, right? So having a character that literally could go into a full fucking sprint and get across the map in like a matter of seconds, like that's pretty OP.
Yeah, that's a big, yeah.
And so now arm that person with a shotgun. And so he's running at you into your face and
boom,
you're dead. Shotguns, for anybody that doesn't know anything about guns, this is just common sense with video games and in real life. Shotguns are very close range. You can't kill someone with a shotgun from a long distance, right?
Yeah.
Well, not with the little fucking sawed-off, like, double barrel shotgun that he had, right? So I was like, it takes no skill for your character to run up to somebody and tap them in the head, like, at literally 2 inches away from them. That takes no skill. That's literally how you got all 6 of your kills. And he was like, all right, you think that's that easy? Like, he's getting all pissed, right? He's like, it's that easy? Then you use the character. And I'm like, no, like, I'm going to prove it in this round that takes no skill. Next thing you know, as soon as we get enough money to get good enough weapons, because keep in mind, he had a shot-off shotgun running at people with shitty-ass pistols. So those guys are not going to be able to fucking kill him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's running at them with double shotguns. But if they get enough money to get fucking real guns, they could beam him before he even gets there. right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, as soon as everybody, after the first 2 rounds, he goes 5 straight rounds without getting a single kill. 6 straight rounds without getting a single kill. Every single round, I got 1 or 2 kills. And in a matter of like fucking 3 rounds, I caught up to him and tied him at 6 kills.
So was he still using the same ability and the same gun?
No, he wanted to prove his point that he wasn't good enough, or like that he could have gotten those same kills without the shotgun, but he didn't.
So he still had the fast running.
The fast running.
Just didn't have the shotgun.
He just didn't have the shell. He had enough money to buy a regular gun, and so he used the regular gun, but he just isn't very skilled at the game. So like he didn't like, because there's real recoil patterns that you have to learn and shit. So it's very easy to run up to somebody and press the button twice. But when you have a gun where you have to like have a right angle and shoot it right and get a nice like timing and shit, like with regular guns, pretty much what I'm saying is you can't run at somebody and shoot at him with it. Because in this game, if you move a little bit while shooting, like the fucking recoil will go all over the place. But if you stay still and aim your gun, it'll like shoot straight where you want it to.
Got it.
So he can't physically run at somebody with a regular gun and get evaporated.
Because the recoil's all over the place.
Because the recoil's all over the place.
Got it.
And 2, even if he did have a shotgun, they had enough money to get shields, so they wouldn't die instantly with the shotguns. And they have regular guns where they could kill him before he gets there. So in the next 5 rounds, in the rounds that actually take legitimate skill, he didn't get a single kill, and he was pissed. As soon as I started to catch up, like in one of the rounds I had like 4 kills. I was trailing behind him by like 2. Chubby goes, "Oh my god, Xander's catching up! Like here we go!" Right. The next round, as soon as I catch up and I time release, he's like, "Damn, like Xander caught up." Isaiah loses it. I'm like, I proved my point. I'm better than you. Like you, I mean, I actually got kills in rounds that actually take skill. Like I don't know what to tell you. And I was just pretty much just like, listen, man, I don't know why you're getting upset. I've been better than you at FPS games for years. Like you have not been better than me out of an FPS title in years. So like, I don't know why you're upset and acting like you're fucking shocked, right? Just pretty much instigating and egging him on, and he goes, "Well, it doesn't help that Chubby's riding your fucking dick the entire game."
What does that got to do with the fucking game? Even if he was.
And Chubby was like, "I'm sorry, man. I was just pointing out what I was seeing. Like, you didn't get a kill."
What are you fucking yelling at me for?
Yeah. And Chubby was fucking rolling. Lizzie was cracking up because Isaiah was getting fucking pissed, dude. Next game, he's like, play neon since you think it's so easy. I was like, I proved my point. You didn't have any skill in the first 2 rounds, and look what happened. I don't need to play neon. Plus, I don't even have neon unlocked. So, like, I proved my point that I'm better than you. Like, it's just how it is. So then in the next round, he's like, all right, well, I'm not going to use a double barrel. He uses regular pistols. Doesn't get a single fucking kill, right? I beat him by like 1 kill only because we were like at the beginning of the game and the other team forfeited. But if the game proceeded, I would have beaten him by like fucking 6-7 kills, right? He was fucking mad. I stopped shit talking because I realized he was getting really fucking mad. And every once in a while, it was just pure silence because we knew he was mad. And every once in a while, you would just hear me, Lizzie, and Chubby just fucking giggle, just like. Oh shit, you know, like we were just fucking giggling.
You can't help it.
Yeah, and Chubby was just giggling because he was like, damn, like he's fucking pissed, right? And we just couldn't help it. And Isaiah just like, he didn't fucking budge. He wasn't saying a word, right? So I beat him in that round. And the next round, I'm like, all right, well, the beef's over. I beat him twice. Like I proved my point twice. Like it doesn't really matter. Like we play a game, we lose, whatever, right? So then Chubby goes, hey, do you guys want a 2v2? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do a 2v2, you know, like all trying to willy-nilly trying to, you know, have fun, right? And he's like, all right, cool. And I was like, all right, I want Lizzie on my team. You could take Isaiah. And he's like, oh shit, so we're settling Isaiah versus Xander's beef here, right? Because it's me and Lizzie versus Chubby and Isaiah. And I'm like, yep, here we go. This is for all the marbles. When I tell you, because Chubby is one of, if not the best Valorant player that I know. He is really fucking good at Valorant. Like, he knows how to play. He knows how to use the characters. He knows how to shoot the guns perfectly because learning how to shoot a gun in Valorant is very fucking difficult. Like, it took me and Isaiah months to, like, get it down. So, like, it's really hard. So, he knows that shit to the T. Like, he's a fucking animal. When I tell you that me and Lizzie ran their shit so bad, me and Lizzie beat them 13-4.
Wow.
13 rounds to 4. I dropped like 25 kills and Lizzie dropped like 10. Isaiah went like 6 and like 20 or like 6 and like 15. Chubby went like fucking 10 and 20 or some crazy shit. Like we beat the fucking brakes off of them. And I was just like, well, here we go, you know. Like that's it, right? So we 2v2 after that again for shits and giggles, and they get us in that one. But like it was just like, I I thought after that moment I was like, damn, like no way that I'm about to lose a friendship. Like Isaiah's not gonna talk to me for fucking months after this shit. Luckily, the day after we were like, nothing happened, right? Like nothing happened. But like, I thought that shit was so fucking funny. Like even Chubby couldn't help, because Chubby doesn't care. Like he was like, oh my god, you guys are shitting on us. Isaiah didn't say a fucking word. At some point, we were like, damn, Isaiah's really that mad? And he's like, I'm not even that mad. I'm just listening to my music. And I'm like, you sound mad just saying that. And he was like, all right, whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, whatever, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like pretty much proving the point that he was mad by saying that he's not mad. So like it was so fucking funny. And like so those are moments like that is when I realized that like I'm a dick. Like I'm a little bit of a fucking asshole. But like I like to humble my friends.
But it's
sometimes.
in fun too though.
Yeah, like I didn't expect him to get that fucking mad.
Well, people like we talked about in the last episode, I know we missed one, but the last episode, like that's the Vasquez personality.
Yeah,
we are shit talkers.
Yeah.
We fucking, if you want to hang with us, you have to be okay getting roasted.
Yeah.
You have to. Like, I consider myself a pretty good shit talker.
Right.
And there are people in my family that completely destroy me. Like, completely. You know, like, you have to be okay getting shit on every now and then.
Yeah.
Dude, I got shit on by you and my punk ass brother over my fucking recording at a football game. You know, I told you off the camera, fuck you for saying that, and my fucking punk ass brother. But like, for one, the camera was smudgy, and I was trying to clean it because it was blurry. You know, and then it didn't have the button right away to switch the fucking lens. It wasn't me. It was the fucking Wi-Fi in the fucking stadium.
Fucking funny enough, Gabe caught up on all of our episodes, and in the chat he was like, that episode where you were making, or that part where you and Anthony were making fun of Eric for the camera thing was the funniest shit. I had me fucking crying laughing.
Bullshit. Well, for the record, Gabe calls Anthony Winky.
Well, yeah, Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky for the purple Teletubby. He says he looks like him and when he was little, he swore he liked the purple Teletubby. I think he did. I think he had a stuffed animal.
Really?
A purple Tinky Winky, I think. And I think that's where Gabe got that, making fun of him, calling him Tinky
Just
Winky.
ruined his fucking love for Tinky Winky.
Yeah, and then Anthony takes it pretty well, but I know it bothers him.
Yeah, but like that's what you got to do is just like even if it bothers you, you just got to take it on the chin.
Again, that's our family.
That's our family. You know, that's why I keep saying it. And Chubby wants to film that podcast episode soon. Chubby is literally his last name's Vasquez. Funnily enough, but the only difference is his Vasquez is spelled with a Z instead of an S in between. But like he has that Vasquez personality. Like he could take shit talk and shit talk back. When Chubby will fire at you, and if you fire him back, he'll laugh. He's one of those guys. Like he's the funnest guy to like bullshit with, right? So that's why I was like, yo, like if because Chubby, he says he wants to visit in the summer.
Nah, dope.
So like I think
we'll take him to Uncle Junie's and we'll fucking get all fucked up out there, dude.
Yeah,
and he'll get roasted by everybody.
Yeah, and he's just like, you know, he's the funniest guy ever. So like, he's just has that personality. Like he knows that if you're his friend and you shit talk him, that it's nothing.
Because
serious.
you love him.
Yeah, he knows it's not serious. Like
I won't shit talk somebody I don't love because I don't want them to get all feelings.
Right.
But I'll shit talk somebody that I love because I know they won't take it serious.
Yeah, like he knows that you're just bullshitting to like make him laugh or like just for laughs, right?
Yeah.
He understands that concept to the fucking T. Like even if I were like when we were 2v2ing him, I was like, damn, like you getting fucking bodied, this, that, and the other, and he was just like, man, like did you have a fucking a gallon of chalky milk before this shit?
Chalky
like he was
milk?
just like, damn, and he's like, all right, you guys got us. Like he doesn't take shit personally. Like he knows, like, because even like Chubby will tell me, he's like, I don't take shit personally. Like when I shit talk, like I do it for fun and because you guys are my friends. And he was like, believe it or not, I hate confrontation.
Yeah.
He was like, I really fucking hate confrontation. I don't like dealing with it. And when I get in confrontations, I get really nervous. I get really passive. Like, I'm not an aggressive person. Like, I don't like confrontation. So that's how you know that when I'm saying shit to you, it's all in good fun. Yeah. Like, cause if I would never shit talk you in a serious way because I hate the confrontation.
Yeah.
I don't want to like deal with you getting mad at me after. Right. Yeah. So, like, that's what Chubby's personality is, and I fucking love that guy, and he's, like, one of my best friends.
Does he watch the podcast?
I don't know. I don't think he does, but I know he just wants to be on it because he likes the whole podcasting. He was talking about, like, he was telling me, he's like, dude, we got to start an MMA podcast. Because
that'd be fucking sick.
all we talk about is fucking the UFC. And funnily enough, when I beat Isaiah in the argument in the first game, and going to the second game, I was like, all right, 10-9 Xander, and Chubby was fucking rolling and made Isaiah even more mad because like he was just like, oh, they're just making fun of me now. But I was like 10-9 Xander because like for anybody who doesn't watch UFC, they score at 10-9 or 10-8.
Yeah.
A 10-8 for when you knock somebody down in the round, or 10-9 when it was close but you won the round. So I was like 10-9 Xander, and he was fucking rolling. So like we love the UFC and talking about that shit. So he was talking about that. So more than likely, when he comes on the podcast with us, it would literally just be a UFC episode.
Yeah.
He loves the UFC. Like he could
well, that's good to know, so I could get on some of the stuff,
right.
because like I worked a lot, so it's hard for me to be on like some of the wrestling stuff, like when you and your uncle talk about, and it's hard for me to get on that stuff. Like I'm good at past stories,
right?
But like it's hard for me to be like up to date with shit because I work so much, and then I try and spend time with you, try to spend time with your sister, your little brothers, and your mom. So it's like it's tough.
He also has that Vasquez like personality when talking. Like if he's about to make a point, like he'll talk over you, like type of thing. Like you know how our family does that, where it's like when one.
Are you accusing me of talking over you right now?
No, like it's when.
Because I'm not talking over you.
when with Fu, you know how like Fu will like talk over people a lot.
Yeah.
He kind of has that, like when he's like, no, here's the thing. Like Chubby's like one of those guys.
Or like how we do it to Derek, just fucking around.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. So like he has that, and so like he's like big on like anytime I'm in a call with him, he'll be like, what do you think about Islam versus Bobby? Like I don't know, man. It's a bad matchup, dude. Like he's one of those guys. Like I love talking to Chubby about the UFC. Like that's my main go-to UFC guy. Like how isn't like Chris your main go-to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's like
he's fighting it, and he knows Krause, who's an MMA fighter. He knows Brendan Schwab, so like
right.
He has insight on it.
Right. Yeah. So like I'm like that with Chubby, except like we don't. I'm the only one who's done MMA.
Can I segue into something real quick?
Yeah.
Just into a story. So you talked about not liking confrontation. I don't like confrontation. People don't believe that about me, but I don't like confrontation. But I want to finally get that story out from the Raider game.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, we were gonna do it with the other two, but you have to. We've waited too long.
Me and Xander love sports. It's Dodgers for both of us. Mm-hmm. It's Lakers for both of us. It's Raiders for both of us. And it's UCLA for both of us.
Yeah, we love the Bruins.
Basketball, baseball, it's the Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a person that's been on two of those teams, it's almost like the ultimate, like, fuck, yeah.
Right.
So I'm a big fucking UCLA basketball fan. Back from Ed and Charles O'Bannon.
Shout out to Johnny Zuzang, by the way.
Yeah, Johnny Zuzang. Ed and Charles O'Bannon were brothers that played at UCLA. These motherfuckers were a beast. Went to NBA, didn't do shit. But anyways, I love UCLA basketball. I love Lakers basketball. So one of the last guys to ever go all 4 years, because nowadays you do 2 years and you just go for the money.
Right.
You do even a year and you jump to the NBA and you go for the money. I get it. But one of the last guys to do all 4 years at UCLA and dominate over there, Jordan Farmar. For UCLA fans, you know who Jordan Farmar is. He got drafted by the Lakers. So for me, it's like, fuck, one of my favorite UCLA guys just got drafted to my favorite fucking basketball team. It's kind of a rare thing if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't happen a lot.
Nobody gets drafted to their home team.
No. So, me and Ashley, his mom, for our anniversary, we get a Vegas getaway. She surprises me with tickets to the final Raider game of the season. Win, and you're in the playoffs. Lose, and you're out. Big fucking drama.
Pretty much a playoff game.
Yeah.
Chargers versus Raiders.
She gets me seats 8 fucking rows from the fucking field in a VIP section where you scan a QR code and the waitress brings you beers, food, wherever you want. You don't have to fucking leave.
Right.
So, she kind of mentions to me that there's this chick 2 people down that's kind of being a bitch when she goes by to use the restroom. Whatever, you know. People are fucking assholes. This Asian chick, she's being snobby as fuck. You could tell by the way she looks, she's a fucking snob.
Right.
Anyways, it's halftime. Lil Jon's performing, but I have to piss.
Right.
Because I've been watching 2 quarters of football. I've been pounding beers. I'm having a good fucking time. Screaming my head off. I got cotton mouth, so I'm ordering more beers. I gotta pee. I'm gonna miss Lil Jon. Fuck. So we both go to the restroom. I get in this long-ass line for the men. Obviously, fucking men drink and they get stuck in the fucking long piss line. And I'm sitting there. I'm fucking doing the pee-pee dance, you know, like, fuck. Right. I look to the side and I'm like, is that fucking Jordan Farmar?
Yeah.
And this guy's talking to him and I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking Jordan Farmar.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fucking fan of Jordan Farmer. I'm almost fucking like starstruck, like a
Right.
like a bitch.
Right.
I'm like, oh my god. So in my head, I'm contemplating getting out of line to go get this guy's autograph, take a picture with him, something,
Right.
and possibly piss my pants because I got to get back in line, miss my beloved Raiders when they come back from halftime.
Right.
But I'm like, fuck. I'm almost there. I'll catch them on the outside.
Yeah.
Finally get in. I piss. I'm sorry. I'm giving the whole story here.
Yeah,
I'm making.
yeah.
I want them to fucking visualize it.
Right.
I piss. I come out all excited. He's gone. I'm like, fuck. You know? Walk back to my seats. Ashley texts me, hey, I'm back at the seats already. So I go back to the seats. I sit down. And I tell her. But I also notice that she's not really paying attention because she's kind of mad.
Right. That's my mom has that fucking. Like,
yeah.
You could tell when she's angry. Like she just fucking gives off that aura that she's pissed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really easy.
So then that entices me to be like, what's going on? Why are you so pissed off? So, mind you, I'm a little tipsy.
Right.
I'm drinking IPAs. She tells me the story that the people a few seats down. This is what I hear.
All right.
They're walking through, and when Lil Jon's playing Get Low or whatever the fuck, this guy stops and starts grinding his ass on my wife.
Right.
And I'm like, what? So immediately the alcohol and the liquid courage kick in. I'm like, who? She was the guy down that way. I look over, I see the guy, and I'm like, the guy wearing this? She's like, yeah. And then it's the Asian girl, and right next to the Asian girl, Jordan Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jordan Farmer. So I'm like, the guy on the other end, is it him? She's like, no, not him. I was like, that's Jordan Farmer. That's the guy I was all fucking starstruck on.
Yeah.
Wanting to fucking take a picture. And he's with that Asian bitch that's snobby as fuck. And that guy who I was just understanding was grinding on my wife.
Right.
So
Not
she's
Jordan
mad.
Farmer, his friend.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just make that clear for everybody watching.
So I'm sitting there boiling. She's mad. And all that crosses in my head is, you know me, dude. Like, my biggest thing is I want you guys to feel safe with me.
Mm-hmm.
That if shit pops off, I know my dad will protect me.
Right.
I know my husband will protect me. That's all that, call it macho, machismo, whatever you want to call it. That's going through my head. So I'm sitting there and it's just boiling and boiling and boiling. And finally I go, I'm thinking, like, I'm going to fight this guy. I'm going to have to fight one of my childhood idols because he didn't jump in. That's his homie.
Yeah, yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go up. He's not going to expect it. I'm going to try my best to one-hitter quitter this motherfucker. And then we're in a fucking aisle. So I'm thinking of 300. You know,
right.
They're in the fucking mountain cave. The numbers don't count for nothing. You know, I'm like, the bitch will be in his way. So that'll give me another shot to get a few seconds off to let a couple 1-2s on his ass. And I got a one-on-one with that former NBA player. Like, I'm thinking, like,
yeah.
I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all right, I could do this.
Right.
You know, and I'm planning it all in my head. I look at my wife. She's pissed. And I'm thinking, is she pissed at the situation? Or is she pissed that her husband's not fucking defending her?
Right.
So, like, it's building up on me. So I stopped watching the game. I look at her, and I turn her around. I said, look at me in my face. I go, Ashley, look at me in the eyes. I literally told her that. Look at me in the eyes. I go, you tell me right now, and I'll fuck them up. You tell me.
By the way, my mom noted he said that loud as shit to where they could hear it almost.
Yeah, because I was pissed.
Right.
So I was like, you tell me right now. You give me the word, Ashley, and I'm going to fuck them up. I probably wouldn't. The guy's 6'1", 6'2". I'm 5'5" with thick shoes on. You know?
Yeah.
I'm fucking fat as fuck. But I'm like, I'm not going to be punked in front of my wife. I'm not going to have my wife disrespected. I'm not going to have my wife feel like I'm not there to protect her. I love the Raiders. I'm enjoying this game. But not at the risk or at the cost of my wife being disrespected.
Right.
So then I tell her, and I'm like, I'm fucking ready. And then, you know, that look. Mom looks at me like, are you fucking stupid? And all of a sudden, she's mad at me. And I'm like, what? She's like, you need to relax. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
right.
I thought I was doing the right thing here. You know,
Yeah.
I thought I was, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to have this motherfucker. And again, I'm drinking, so I'm a little loud.
Right.
I'm not going to have this motherfucker be disrespectful. And then she finally clarifies, the guy didn't do shit.
Yeah.
It was the snobby fucking Asian bitch that decided, who kept on fucking stepping on mom's shoes, not moving out of her way, so bumping mom, you know, just being very disrespectful. She stopped and thought it would be funny to fucking like grind on mom so bad so she fell back into her seat. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking the guy did that, so I'm like, fuck this mother. I'm fucking hyped.
You're ready to go.
And then I'm like, I don't understand why she's mad at me. Like in my head, I'm thinking like, I thought I was doing the right thing.
Right.
I'm defending my woman. Like, why are you mad at me?
Right.
And then she finally explains, no, the fuck, because I told her, I was like, why are you mad? Like, he shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be dancing on you. I'm not going to let no one disrespect my wife. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? It wasn't him. It was her. And then I'm like, oh.
Oh, shit.
Then I thought, then I'm in my stupid drunk head. I'm trying to justify it. So I'm like, well, what was his reaction when he did it? Was he like laughing? Was he accepting of her behavior? And he was like, no, he dismissed her like fucking idiot. Like he didn't even acknowledge it. So she felt dumb. But I'm just mad that she did that and pushed me over in my seat.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, fuck. I almost fucking fought my childhood idol.
Right.
And his fucking punk ass friend.
Right.
So now I'm back happy again. I'm sorry. This story is taking so much of the time. But I want to elaborate. I want you guys to get a picture, like Stephen King status.
We still have so much fucking time to go.
So now I'm happy again, and I'm fine. I'm thinking I don't have to fucking one-hitter quitter this guy, and I don't have to fucking try and two-piece Jordan Farmar.
Yeah.
I love the guy again. So if you know that game, we were winning by a lot. Chargers came back and pretty much tied it up, and they're about to win it in the fourth quarter by a field goal or something like that.
Yeah.
So Farmar, that Asian bitch, his friend, they want to leave.
Right.
So they're like saying out loud, it's over, fuck it. They're walking through. Jordan passes by me, and again, I'm fucking a stupid Uber fucking fan. I decided to tell him, like, hey man, big fan, can I get a picture? Mm-hmm. Dude looks at me and says no.
Damn.
I'm like, okay. Stupid me. In the moment, I'm so like hurt and dorky fan, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Appreciate you, bro. Mm-hmm. Who the appreciate?
Fuck him.
Appreciate you for fucking what? You know what I mean? He's like, no, I gotta go. All right, cool, man. Appreciate you. I tried to dap him up. He didn't even dap me up. I kind of give him one in the elbow. He walks on through. And my wife's like, what a dick. And I'm like, yeah, fuck him, dude. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
We come back. They come back 10 minutes later. Mm-hmm. Thought you had to go.
Right.
Walks by me, doesn't say a fucking word. They have to leave again. They think they're leaving again because they think we're going to lose in overtime again. Still doesn't give me time of day. Comes back a second fucking time. When we're winning. And in my head, I'm like, let this motherfucker be like, oh, man, all right, let me get you this picture. You know, I was going to tell him, like, it's cool, don't worry about it. This motherfucker shines me on completely. Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a fucking star with the Lakers.
Yeah, fuck you, Jordan Farmer. Like,
and what a fucking, like, trying to big time me when I was just trying to be a fan. Like, you're lucky that I didn't fuck you and your punk ass friend and your bitch friend girlfriend up. Like,
let me just say this, bro. You are never too big to just take a fucking picture with somebody.
Shake my hand.
Shake his fucking hand. Like, I gotta go, bro, but hey, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, my
That's
ride.
It.
Something.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You think you're fucking an all-time great? Nobody's gonna fucking remember you in 10 years, dude.
Yep.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Like, you are a fucking regular-ass dude who played basketball and played in the NBA. Good for you.
I was just a fan, dude. I appreciated your skills.
Do you understand? Like, the fact that it's not surprising to you that somebody's a fan of you just goes to show how much of a fucking entitled prick that you are.
Yep. Douchebag.
A fucking douchebag.
Yep.
That's a perfect, like... If I make it in anything, let's say I make it on Twitch, if anybody came up to me and was like, hey, can I get a picture? No matter how many fucking times it happens, I'm going to be fucking amused. And I'm going to take that picture. Yeah. Or at the bare fucking minimum, be like, hey, I'm sorry, I got to go. I got something busy. Be like, hey, it's nice to meet you. What's your name? All right, cool. Nice to meet you. See ya. I'm sorry about this. And leave. The bare fucking minimum. Right?
Yep.
Because guess what? I'm not Mr. fucking on my high horse thinking that I'm the fucking God's grace to this earth. Right?
Yep.
I'm a normal ass dude just like everybody else is. You got fucking lucky, dude, but you still got a heart and a fucking brain just like everybody else does.
Yep.
You ain't special.
Yep.
Like, you're an entitled fucking prick at that
And he dressed like a fuckboy. Yeah. Because
he was a fuckboy.
Yeah.
What a dick.
And then, you know...
And we're putting this shit on Instagram. Fuck you, Jordan Farmer.
Yeah. And to point it out, too, like, you remember when we were walking Universal City Walk and we went to that comic book store, you and Lizzie? Mm-hmm. You, me, and Lizzie? And fucking Colin Farrell, who's playing the Penguin in the new Batman.
Superstar. That is somebody that should be fucking egotistical.
Big time. And I hear he's a dick.
Right.
I hear he's an asshole. I see him with his kid, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Colin Farrell.
Fucking A-list actor, bro.
Yeah, and I try to tell Liz, and she's like, huh, what? I'm like, go get a Xander. And I'm like, oh fuck, they're taking too long. I'm gonna try and get a pic. So I walk up to him, I start pulling my phone out, and he sees me, and I put my phone on. I'm like, hey man, and he cuts me off, and he's like, he looks at me like, come on with my son.
Right.
Which it kind of came off dicky, but I get it.
Right.
He's with his kid. The kid was maybe 7, 6 or 7, and I was like, I understand. I put my phone in my pocket, and I said, I apologize. He came to me and was like, hey man, I thank you. Shook my hand, said thank you. At least gave me a handshake. I got to shake the guy's hand, patted me on the shoulder, said thank you. Grabbed his kid, paid for their comic books, and left. A simple fucking, hey, man, and a handshake.
Yeah.
All I wanted.
Dude, he fucking
All
shook
I
your
wanted.
hand.
It took 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
2 fucking seconds. I shook Colin Farrell's hand. Jordan Farmer couldn't even fucking give me a fucking fist bump.
Yeah, like, go fuck yourself.
Couldn't
dude.
be like, hey man, I appreciate you being a fan. I gotta go my right. Something. Right. 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
You completely dissed me to be a bitch.
Right.
Like, fuck that guy, dude. Like, I was such a big fucking fan of Jordan Farmer, and completely shattered my perception of who he is.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Like, honestly, like, and it makes me think about that other story with Harry Styles. Did you hear about what happened with Harry Styles?
No.
Fucking, if there was a grade higher than A-list, like, that's Harry Styles. Superstar, dude. S-list fucking celebrity, right? Literally, household name. Everybody knows who Harry Styles is. Fucking legendary artist, to go down as one of the greatest artists of this generation. 100%. You could say whatever you want. Oh, you're using fucking One Direction. What are you, fucking gay? Like, it's fucking Harry Styles, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. One Direction had a couple of heaters, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking fabricate it. I used to fucking when Lizzie would put One Direction music on, I'd fucking hum that shit in secret, obviously. But I would fucking hum that. I'm like, okay, they got some heaters. I'm a big fan of Harry Styles as a solo artist. I listen to his music all the time. I got his music on my fucking like playlist. Like he's got a fucking great voice, and he's a fucking incredible artist. He had a story come out where his car broke down in front of someone's house. He went, knocked on the door, and they were like, oh my god, it's Harry Styles. And they're like, my daughter's a fucking super fan of you, dude. Like, if I will help you out with your car, like, you could stay with us. And he was like, oh, thank you guys. You know, he's fucking British, right? He's like, oh, appreciate it, right? So they let him in. This dude feeds the young girl's fucking goldfish because she's not home. She's at college or something, but she's a super fan of Harry Styles. He goes, feeds her fish for her. He goes and fucking signs her multiple autographs on all her different fucking Harry Styles fucking merchandise, and then writes her a hand note being like, hey, I'm sorry you couldn't meet me, but my car broke down. Your family were so fucking kind to me. You know, I fed your goldfish. Love, Harry Styles. It's fucking Harry Styles, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't have to do all that.
He didn't have to do any of that shit. He could have not, like, he fucking fed your goldfish, dude.
Yeah.
If fucking, what? John Bellion was somehow in fucking California and somehow broke down in front of our house and was like, hey, I fed your cat. I'd be like, what the fuck? John Bellion fed my cat for me, dude? That's fucking sick, right? I don't feed my cat. I'm just saying, I give an example, right? But I'd be like, that's fucking insane. And if, like, he signed all my shit, like, dude, what? What kind of person you got to be at the level that you are, to where you can't walk outside because literally everybody knows who the fuck you are, right?
Yeah.
You can't live a normal life. You should be fucking spiteful, almost a little bit fucking, it should be bittersweet that you're famous because you can't go live a normal life. You can't go to Disneyland. You can't go have fun because you are guaranteed at least fucking 7,000 fucking autographs a day, right? You should be a fucking prick. I would understand if you were a little bit fucking arrogant, right? A tiny bit, right? Even a little bit. I mean, I don't think anybody should be a fucking prick and shut anybody down that's a fan of them. Like, but for him to, like, be like, I don't give a fuck, like, how many fucking Grammys I've been nominated for. I don't give a fuck how many people on this fucking planet Earth know who I am. Like, I'm still a normal ass dude. Like,
he could have simply just went in there and said, hey, cool, here's a picture, here's $100, can you just help me get my car going and been out.
But for him to do something that kind and generous,
yeah, exactly. He didn't have to.
The level that he is at, like, that's fucking incredible, bro. And that's the people that this generation should be looking up to. Because then there's people like fucking Rami Malek and Jordan Farmer who are just absolute fucking assholes.
Rami Malek's an asshole?
Dude, there was a video where this girl, because I think, I don't know if this is what her strategy was, but I feel like there's some people who, instead of taking pictures, they'll take videos. Because they're shaky and they want to get a good screen cap, so they'll record it and be like, all right, thank you, and then that's it. so then they could go back in the video and screenshot a point to where
Smart.
it's not blurry, right?
Yeah.
So this is what that girl did, and she was like taking a selfie with Rami Malek, and he's like, I told you not to take a video. And he went and grabbed her phone and stopped recording. First off, if Rami Malek took my phone and stopped recording, I'd be like, I'd fucking punk him. I'd get in his shit. I'm like, hey, you don't fucking like do some shit like that.
Yeah, don't touch my
Don't
shit.
take my fucking shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who you are. Like,
I'd have
don't
grabbed
be
my phone and
disrespectful like
fucking
that.
chest pumped his ass real
Yeah, I would've
fucking
take
hard,
my
like,
phone
back up,
and-
motherfucker.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing,
Yeah.
douchebag? Right? I don't give a fuck if you're Freddie Mercury, if you're in fucking James Bond, dude.
Yeah, fuck that guy
Check
now.
your shit. I check his shit bad. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, don't take my shit, dog. Like, I'm sitting here trying to take a fucking picture with you, and I recorded just so
a
I could make sure I
fan,
could get a
dude.
fucking... Just a fan. It was a sweet little girl, too.
Like,
I would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Like, I get there's probably two sides to it. Like, I get there's those crazy-ass fucking fans. That's why you have security, bro.
Right.
That's why, like, did you think that this shit wasn't going to get out?
Right.
And like you said, it's a girl. Are you that intimidated by her?
Are you
That she's
that
gonna
much of
hurt
a
you?
fucking douchebag? Like, yo, like, I'm sure he's a good dude. Maybe he had a bad day, so I'll let him slide. Maybe he had a bad fucking day and had a lapse of judgment. We're human beings, that happens.
Yeah.
But, like, just in that video alone, I would have been like, yo, fuck you, dude. Don't take my shit from me.
Like Russell Crowe, I've heard he's thrown like fucking phones at like the front desk workers and shit at hotels he stayed at. Like, he's a fucking dick.
Like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Fucking ridiculous.
Like, yo, another example, we met a bunch of UFC fighters, Benson Henderson, all these different fucking people, right? I thought in the moment that Donald Cerrone was being a dick, but I realized now that he's just strong as shit, so he had a strong grip on my back. He took a picture with us. He was
He
talking
didn't have
to somebody.
to, yeah. He was
wasn't-
already done.
He was done. He wasn't at his panel anymore. He was
Yeah.
done with pictures, but he took a picture with us. Shout outs to fucking Cowboy, dude. One of the most legendary fucking UFC fighters who ever lived. #1 in like a bunch of stat sheets and finishes and fucking prize money and shit like that. Fucking GOAT, right? Awesome GOAT shit. So shout outs to Cowboy. Like, he's the man, right? But there's people like Pat Barry who are probably on the same level of popularity as fucking Jordan Farmer is. We're like, there's some people who know Jordan.
Only like true fans would know.
Right.
Like deep hardcore fans would know.
Pat Barry was the fucking man.
If you want to know who Pat Barry is, you guys know who Rose Namajunas is, the baddest fucking one of the baddest women on the planet. Yeah, it's her man. So yeah.
That's her
Anyways.
fucking husband. You'll see him in the corner cheering for her at all times. He's the one.
Pat
talking-
Barry, the fucking man, dude.
the fucking man.
Yeah, I
He
love that
was
guy.
just animated as shit. He could tell that I was anxious as fuck. Cause believe it or not, I've been anxious as fuck since I was a kid. Like, I'm just not really good in social situations. So like, and especially when I'm meeting these people that I watch, right? Nervous as fuck. And especially I have this fucking guy making it even worse, being like, oh, that's fucking this so-and-so. This dude's the fucking man, making it worse. So I'm like, now I know this person's important, so now I'm even more anxious, right? Dude knew that I was anxious. He's like, hey, what's up, man? Getting on animated, getting on my level, like, hey, what's up, dog? Like,
fucking hugging and shit,
Hugging
like
and
fucking
shit,
grabbing you,
making
fucking
goofy-
posing. Yeah.
making goofy faces. Took like 7 pictures. He's like, we were like,
Didn't rush you.
I'm pretty sure my memory might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we took one picture like, hey, thanks, Pat, like, thank you, man. And he was like, hey, let's take another one, and he was like, pose again.
He kept on.
He did like 5 different poses. Hey, let's one more, and he was like making poses and shit. Like, that's how you need to react, bro.
Yeah.
Because he knows that like he wasn't a UFC champion. Like, shout out to Pat Barry, he's the fucking man, but he was a journeyman. Better. He was a way better coach than he was a fighter, right?
Yeah. Carlos Condit, cool as fuck.
Condit, the natural born killer, cool as fuck, dude. One of my personally, and at that time too, one of my favorite fighters ever. I loved Carlos Condit in that time.
Yep.
And he was the fucking coolest, dude. And it was funnily enough, I was such a big fan of Carlos Condit because the coldest nickname I think I've ever
Hell
heard in my
yeah,
entire
dude.
life. The natural
yeah.
born killer, Carlos Condit. That's the dopest nickname ever, right? And when he would fight, he was the meanest motherfucker too.
Yeah.
So he would like snarl at people, and I used to love watching him fight Dan Hardy, like two of my favorite fighters fighting each other. Like, Carlos Condit was the man. So I remember meeting when we were in line for Carlos Condit. I was like scared as fuck. So I was like, he's gonna be a dick, and I'm gonna get my fucking dreams, like my hopes crushed.
The funny thing is, so a lot of these guys rush you because they have huge lines. They're only there for a few hours. They want to hurry up and get through. They're paid by the time. Mm-hmm. And I remember with Carlos Condit, I just sent you up because I wanted you to get all the pictures, because I was there for you. And I remember taking the picture, and Carlos Condit's the one who was like, is that your dad? Mm-hmm. And you said, yeah. And you're like, Dad. And he was like, Dad, do you want to get in the picture? And I was like, fuck yeah. And you could even see the picture. I'm like a big kid too. I'm like,
Fucking Carlos.
Yeah, you know, he didn't have to do that.
No, dude. And like, I remember being afraid because like, oh, he's gonna be a dick. It's gonna be like one of those never meet your hero moments.
I think he's the only one I was allowed to take a picture with because he invited me. Everything else was just you.
Yeah.
You know,
we gotta find those pictures too.
I got a lot of them. Another cool one was Luke Rockhold.
Oh, I fucking love Luke Rockhold.
He was still on the way up. He wasn't a big name yet, but I remember he looked at your belt and he looked at you. He stopped. We were just trying to rush, and he stopped and he looked at you. And he was like, "I like your style, kid."
Yeah, it's like,
and
dude,
I was like, "Fuck
guys.
yeah!"
Those guys were the fucking coolest,
DC
dude.
was cool. DC
was the fucking man.
He was still in Strikeforce. He wasn't even in the UFC yet.
No,
we met DC before.
Yeah, and we met Tyron Woodley, which. Sorry, Tyron. I should have let you sign the front of the belt. That's my bad. That's my fault.
That was my fault. Because I told you, have him sign the back. Because I wanted to save the front for the big name guys. Because Tyron wasn't that big yet either. He wasn't the champ.
That was before he was the champ, yeah.
Yeah, he was still coming up. And I told you, hey, have him sign the back. And you being, you know, the good son, you're like, okay. But you're like, nah, sign the back. And
I was adamant. He asked multiple times, oh, man, come on, let me sign the front, man. And I was like, nah, just sign it right there. You know?
Yeah, and he was like, what? I'm not good enough to sign the front? And then, like, he had a conversation with you. Yeah. And then finally he was like, nah, I'm just kidding. It's cool, man. He laughed it off and signed the back.
Tyron was the GOAT, dude. He's the fucking man. Sorry you got slapped by Jake. But, you know, you're a fucking man.
You know what's funny is the person we were looking forward to meeting the most was Benson Henderson because he was at the top of the game at that time.
Oh, he was the champ?
Yeah. And he just was one of the ones that was quick and dismissed you.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sean Shirk was cool as fuck.
Sean Shirk was dope.
Yeah, Benson just kind of like, we tried to like tell him how you were wanting to walk out to his song on your next fight, and he was just like, he just rushed you on. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you met Ariane Celeste.
Baddie.
Yeah, she was fucking banging. That was before she was popping out kids. Who else that day? Vanderlei Silva.
Vanderlei Silva. Yeah, I it sucks because we went late, so he was already leaving.
But he still was like, cool, hurry up, take the
everybody,
picture.
one last picture, quick.
And his fucking Brazilian couldn't understand that motherfucker, but he was real quick.
Oh god. Like, doing like this, so we knew what this meant.
Like, hurry up, go. I'm just like, yeah, click. You know? Yeah. The Felice Herrig one was funny because she's a little flirty, dog. Like, she's flirty as fuck. Yeah. And she was seductively eating this lollipop and being all... And then, like, she seen that I had this fancy camera. So all she seen was the camera before she even seen you. She was like she was just posing for me. So I'm like, all right. You know, clack. Of course, I deleted him before we got home from your mom. But in the moment, I was just like, clack. Yeah, get it, girl. And I was like, oh, yeah, my son. So you come up, and she has this lollipop, and she grabs you. And her lollipop, she takes it out of her mouth. And remember, it got on your face.
Oh,
she hits you with her lollipop, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she like wipes it off your face.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, it's okay," and then you pose with her.
Yeah. But fucking Carlos Condit, I remember just being like, "Oh, it's gonna be like one of those never meet your hero moments, and he's gonna be a prick." And I'm like, "Fuck, man," because he's like the meanest fucking guy in the octagon. But when you meet him outside, he's just the
natural born killer, dude. Like, come on,
natural born fucking killer, dude. You're like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be fucking mean, right?" Met him, coolest guy. Like he said, he was like, "Hey, you want a picture, man?" I was like, I fucking love Carlos Condit. I'm tweeting this at Carlos Condit, dude. You're the fucking GOAT, dude. I'm sad he retired. I was genuinely fucking sad when he retired.
Yeah,
like,
me
fuck,
too.
Man, like,
he was good, dude.
Retired and shit. And I remember too, like, there was like there's people like saying like there should have been like a legends division where like only legends fight each other. Because like I get these fucking like I'm not saying these legends can't fight, but like let's be honest, like Donald can't fight the fucking Conor McGregors and the Young Bucks. You know what I mean?
Father time catches up to everybody. Look at Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
He was at the top of his game later in his age. Like, it was a fucking phenom, grinding couture style type of thing, you know? And then eventually it just fucking catches you, man.
And especially these guys, too. Like, Carlos Condit, Dan Hardy, all of these guys, they're coming from a fucking... A world of fighting where it wasn't skill. It was like, we're going to get in there, we're going to go to fucking war.
It was my style against your style. I'm not going to fight not to lose. I'm going to fight to beat your ass.
Whoever drops first loses. Like, that's what it was. There was no, like, technical fighting. Like, obviously, they weren't, like, just fucking swinging for the fences like idiots. But, like, it was like, we're going to go until, like, we're both fucking gushing blood from our heads, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, at some point, your chin's going to give out.
Yep.
And you're going to fight these more technical guys who are going to wrestle you down, hit you hard as shit. Like, I would have loved to see, like, a Legends division and see, like, Carlos Condit fight Donald Cerrone.
Yeah.
Because I know those guys could still fight each other. Like, I know they could all still fight.
I'm still hoping for Tony Ferguson against Donald Cerrone.
Right?
That'd be a great scrap.
Who's Donald fighting? I heard he was rumored to fight somebody. I know Chubby would know this. So
I did see it, too. I just don't remember who it is.
But yeah, man, I was upset when Carlos retired.
It might have been Ferguson, dude.
Huh?
It might be Ferguson.
It might be, huh?
Yeah. Good memories though, man.
Good memories. Yeah, it was some good times.
Like I know that like we don't get to hang out much, but when we do, we have a fucking blast. It's Raider games. It's UFC fan expos.
Yep.
Like when we do go out, we fucking it's 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
Right.
Real fucking quick.
Yeah, it's crazily enough, I'm never there for all the drama.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
There's not been one time when I've gone out with the family and some shit has gone down and I've had to fucking prove my fucking point. Be like,
well, you were younger though. Like with the one with Ronnie at the park, you were there, but like you were too young and you had to stay with Lizzie.
right. I think I'm in peak fucking age now to where I might have to hold shit down a little bit.
Yeah.
I try to avoid those things, like I said in the
like we don't like I don't like conflict, dude. Like I always tell you and your sister and you guys think it's funny as fuck, but I'm dead serious. My biggest fear is getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's not fighting.
Yeah.
Or it's not taking an ass whooping either. I could take an ass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting knocked the fuck out and snoring and then waking up and you guys being there and I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
You know, that's my biggest fear.
I'm somebody, that's why I tuck my chin when I fight. That's why I fight like this. Where like my head's always low, my head's never high. So if I'm parrying or weaving, it's always like left to right or down or under, right? I never go. I'm never like Israel Adesanya where I'm backing up like this because you leave your chin open. So like that's why when I go like this, so if somebody cracks me, it would be hard to get my chin. And two, like if somebody cracks me, I'm falling. I'm not out cold, but I could like revert to like wrestling and pretend that I'm going for a shooting punch, even though I'm going down for a shot instead of fucking trying to fucking not get knocked the fuck out, you know?
Shit, sometimes it's not even the jaw though. Like you don't even have to have one of those.
Yeah, some people get hit
ones.
on the cranium and get knocked out.
Like who was that one dude that Black Beast knocked out? Like, and we had to watch the replay over and over again. Like, where the
Curtis
fuck?
Blades.
Curtis Blades.
Yep.
Like it almost looked like a forearm just in the forehead, and all of a sudden he was like,
yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck happened?
He uppercutted him on the shot. Yeah.
And it was just like fucking crazy. It wasn't even a clean shot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what my biggest fear, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get knocked the fuck out.
I don't mind taking an ass beating. I don't mind fucking fighting. It's just fucking.
Yeah, I'm confident that I could fight still. Like, I'm confident that I could get back in the ring and fight like I used to as a kid.
And I think also the other biggest fear is that people don't know how to take ass whoopings these days.
No, they don't.
Like, if I'm losing, let me pull out a knife out of my back pocket or let me go to my car and get a gun because I lost. Like, nobody has the balls to just be like...
To take it on the chin, yeah.
I fucking lost.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah, at least I had the balls to fight. Like, nobody can do that no more.
Yeah, I still believe that I could fight like I used to as a kid. Like, I still feel like if I got in the ring, I could hold my own still, right? Obviously, if I fought somebody experienced that, like, I wouldn't dominate or do really good, but I'd hold my own, right? I still think I could do that. Like, even though I have not been in it in a long time, like, fighting was always second nature to me. So I feel like I could do that. I'm just afraid that if I ever have to fight again, if my fucking chin is the same like it was when I was a kid. Right?
Yeah.
Because the only times that I've been knocked out twice in my life. One was by fucking Corey Mendoza. Shout outs to fucking Corey, you fucking asshole. I will never forget that. And then the other one was Guida, which is the younger brother of fucking my boy Peanut. So, like, those were the only two times I got knocked out, and it was only because I took a clear fucking, like, strong strike. Like, Guida knocked me out with a clean knee to the fucking face, and then Corey knocked me out with a head kick that sent me fucking back in a matter of seconds. So, those are the only times, but, like, as far as getting punches, like, I had a good chin. So, I know I could fight still. I know I could hold my own still, but I'm just fucking hoping that with age, my chin didn't get weaker.
I got frozen.
Ah, shit.
And it's an ugly ass face too.
Alright, well, I guess it's time to close it out then, huh?
What time is it? How long is it?
An hour in.
I just want to look a couple minutes.
Oh shit.
It's alright for a few minutes. You fixed it.
Yeah.
But we could start closing it out, you know. So I wanted to bring up real quick. So just to start getting into closing comments and stuff like that. So you guys seen at the very beginning our sponsor. You can see this pin right here. It's kind of hard to see. It says, "Let's be great." We have pins. We have stickers. We have magnets from our sponsor. And then we also have some stickers that were purchased by our sponsor. The first ever official Stuck in the Elevator sticker. It's got a elevator on it. And it says "Stuck in the Elevator" with Eric and Xander Vasquez. Or Xander Vasquez and Eric Vasquez. So here's the thing. We want to give this stuff away. But we want you guys also to earn it and win it. So the first 3 to 5 people that send us a video with a topic to talk about. I want a video of a topic to talk about or just giving us a shout out, some kind of shout outs, you're going to get fucking Let's Be Great pins. You're going to get some magnets. You're going to get some stickers for Big Hog Performance. You're going to get some Stuck in the Elevator stickers. We have some other stuff coming. And if it keeps coming, if you guys send us a really good one, maybe we'll get some Stuck in the Elevator fucking merch, some shirts or something to get you guys out. But we want to start getting you guys interactive. We know you guys are watching. We know you guys enjoy it because you guys are the ones that are asking for it to come back. And we want to give that love back to you guys by giving you guys some of this merch. So please send us a video. You can send it to my social media. You can send it to his social media. For those that have my cell phone number, send it to me on my cell phone number, and we'll get this stuff to you guys.
All right. So first 3 to 5 people.
Yeah.
We'll win it.
Yeah.
Well, you heard her here first. You can find Stuck in an Elevator on Instagram, Stuck in an Elevator podcast on Instagram, and then Xander on Twitch, Twitter, and on YouTube. I'm gonna film a video later today that is some of it. I came up with the concept and I thought it was fucking hilarious. And some people might take it serious and think that it's cringe, but I'm gonna go for it because I think it's fucking funny. It's gonna be
do it.
It's just gonna be a comedy video, literally just not to be taken seriously. So I'm gonna film that. So you make sure to stay up to date on Xander's YouTube, the YouTube channel on YouTube or whatever, right? Xander on YouTube, and then same thing for Twitch and Twitter, and then Instagram is Xander MV3. You could follow my organization that I represent, Millennium 7. I'm a streamer and entertainer for them. You can find the socials at I think at official M7 on Twitter, I believe.
Yeah.
We got some big things coming for M7. The M7 challenges are almost coming to a close, and we're gonna get 7 or up to 7 new members. I'm gonna get 3 to 4 new teammates at least. So I'm looking forward to that. So make sure you stay up to date with that. And yeah.
Eric Vasquez OP7 on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Or Stuck in an Elevator podcast on IG.
And as an 18 years strong virgin once said, that's that. I wanted to say it a less weird way this time.
Okay, yeah. I was almost like, oh fuck. Because I don't know what to do every time you say it, dude.